Doug, dreams really can come true.
Can we please go?
Don't worry, Eugene. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care will turn your tire dreams into reality at any of our 14 area locations.
Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, the local's choice for the best deal on tires and auto care since 1960.
As a homeowner, you've probably seen some pretty bad plumbing problems.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
We've seen them all.
All of them?
Ram's Plumbing kept entire buildings flowing. Businesses since 1983.
Wow, so whatever happens to my house...
We've seen it before, and we have the solution. Locally owned and operated, Ram Plumbing is Tucson's most trusted plumber. Our team of licensed professionals can fix anything your home can dish out. When your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double. Online at bestplumbertucson.com.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rock and Kay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Hit the community trails, explore local parks like Saguaro National and Colossal Cave, and mingle at private Diamond Community Park events. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rock and Kay is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 11 different model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. LiveRockandK.com. Designed by Nature, proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
At Standard Restaurant Supply, their vision and number one goal is to improve the lives of their customers and clients by providing a better culinary experience. Standard Restaurant Supply, if it's in a restaurant and not food, they have it. Open to the public, no membership fees, and they offer bulk store pricing without the bulk store purchase. Open Monday through Saturday at 601 South Cherry Avenue or call 885-2345. Standard Restaurant Supply is a proud sponsor of the U of A Radio Sports broadcast.
The new Blue Well Car Wash is now open. They're locally owned and operated with 4 Tucson locations. For a limited time at the First Avenue location only, Blue Well Car Wash is offering a $5 exterior wash and free vacuum to all of U of A faculty, staff, and students who show their ID. To learn more about Blue Well's complete menu, visit BlueWellCarWashAZ.com to find a convenient location near you and follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Blue Well Car Wash, best full-service car wash for the best value in town. Proud radio sponsor of the U of A Wildcats.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With a LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out.
Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is your authorized local LiftMaster dealer. Visit KaiserDoor.com for more information.
At Right Way, our team wouldn't last 5 minutes against the Wildcats, but we definitely do know how to score a touchdown when it comes to great service and your home comfort. Whether it's heating and cooling, water heaters, or a block drain, give us a call today and let us win the game for you, or visit RightWayAC.com. Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is proud to be an official sponsor of Arizona Athletics. Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
Bear
it down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we are coming to you live from the CNWT, wrapping up a win by your Arizona Wildcats 31-10 over the UTEP Miners. I am David Kelly, joined as always by the alums, the letter winners, Kelvin Ifan, the captain from 1998, and Glenn Howe, U of A football class of 1985, 31-10. The Wildcats pretty much in control of this game from the start. But I don't know if I really feel great about this win, in which probably is going to sound strange because the Wildcats had 544 yards of offense in this game. They ran for 244 yards. And they threw for 300 yards, but it still didn't seem real crisp to me. And I talked about this in the pregame show that I wanted efficiency at the highest level by this offense. And in the first half, or the first quarter particularly, the first drive seemed kind of sloppy to me. They had a couple of penalties on that drive, and then it kind of stalled out there. Things got obviously better as the game went along, and really I think it was maybe more a byproduct of the fact that Arizona is superior in talent to this UTEP team. It's kind of like what we saw 2 years ago, where teams that, we kind of stayed in games. Teams might not have played that well, but they just wore us down in the end. I kind of felt that way tonight, that Arizona just kind of wore UTEP down, but didn't necessarily offensively play as efficient as I would have liked to have seen them play.
I didn't get the feeling that it was a domination, okay? Just a domination, which I was expecting to see. Like you said, we had the hiccups. We had some guys getting loose on the pass rush coming on the ends. We should have, we just got to shore that up. But it just didn't seem. I think the defense is getting better. I'm really impressed with the defensive backs, because I think we played man to man most of the night, man. Yeah. I really do. I really believe that we did, and they were just on an island and they were taking care of business, man. Our DBs, our corners, and are just playing well. I think their defense is playing good, and we're starting to get a little pass rush and guys up front not letting them run.
Yeah, and I just think in the first quarter, in the whole game, I think the offense seemed to be a little bit off because we were running the ball. I think we started out running the ball. I mean, we gave the ball to Wiley. I thought he had 30 carries. When I looked at the stats, I was a little disappointed, actually, because I was like, only 17? I thought he had over 100 yards, because I'm not used to seeing him get 17 carries, in a game, so 25 as a group. But yeah, I just think it was just a little off, because you're expecting to see fireworks in games like this versus teams like UTEP early in the games. But there's a certain amount of respect that you have to have for these teams, that they're coming in, they're hungry, and especially at the beginning of the game, their game plan kind of ready for you.
Well, Raymond Polito again did not appear in this ball game tonight, guys, and they started Joe Bourgeon. Did not go well for Joe Bourgeon at the beginning of this game. They brought in Leif Magnuson as well. They kind of flip-flopped them a little bit, and then Magnuson played a few series, and then Bourgeon came back. But again, they're still kind of struggling without Raymond Polito in there to get solid play out of that right guard position.
Yeah, they really need to get to move it up to the right tackle. It's the right tackle.
I'm sorry, the right tackle position.
So they're going to put Polito at the right guard, and then move Jonah out to the tackle, which we need some help there. We do definitely need some help. It's just the footwork. We just talk about the footwork today, and that's what it is.
And do you think one of those guys cannot really play guard is the reason why they're moving Jonah? Because Jonah started the season at tackle.
Yeah.
Right. So I wonder what's
Jonah
going
should
on.
be, because they wanted to move Polito in there as guard.
At the guard.
And then Jonah moves out to the tackle position. And I think that's the spot.
Okay.
I think that's where we're a little lackluster there, I think.
Yeah, you got to cover those edges when you want your quarterback, to be able to pass the ball.
Absolutely.
All right, we want to hear from you about this game tonight. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program tonight. Lots in store for you. I kind of feel like we should do the several good things though came out of this game. I kind of feel like maybe we should do the betting thing first because we all got that right once again today. But again, when we talk about this defense, I think the one thing that's crystal clear is this defense is winning on third down. This is the third straight game. They were 11 of 17 with wins on third down in this game tonight. This defense, even though they gave up some chunk plays, they kind of got caught with the running back coming out of the backfield on a number of plays and gave up some screens that went for distance. But they just know how to get off the field. If you count also the fact that they stopped on a fourth down tonight, UTEP. So that's essentially 12 wins in 18 on conversion downs. That's been critical for this defense so far this season.
Yeah, the defense has done well in that situation on third down. I didn't know they was that good. It was 6 of 16. That's pretty good. And just the swarming of the defense. I think they just were putting hats on people. I mean, they really are being like kind of nasty. They're really being nasty, and I really like the way we're just putting hats on people, and some of them sometimes they're holding them up.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign when you see the guys hold them up so other guys can get hits on them. So that's really a exciting thing, and that's you can't just like put it on one person, but I think Dwayne Aquina, man, bringing that intensity of that of the way we used to do it in the Desert Swarm and all those guys, and that's why they were the Desert Swarm, because they were swarming, and that's what they're doing now.
And I add a little bit to that with the personnel. I mean, you already have Manu with his attitude and the way he's, that underdog and just out there trying to, play like a big man. But then you bring in Flo, and he has that thumper, something to prove. Didn't come out as a starter, so it seems like he's playing with a little bit better attitude. Love to see him drop in the coverage and got that tip ball right there and deflected the ball in the situation there. And I also think Irby, he has a little edge to him, a little attitude to him. And you have to have guys. You go back and look at the defenses that were famous here. There were a lot of guys that played on the edge and played across the line. You say, how they say they toed the line? They actually played on the other side of the line. And I kind of see that a little bit in Flo. And then Irby, I mean, sometimes they're getting out of position. I think that's a matter of learning. But when you got players, you figure out a way, to simplify it. As Coach Nelson said he wanted to simplify. You figure out a way to simplify so you can get those guys on the field.
I want to hear from the fourth member of our program tonight, because something pretty special happened tonight. J.W. Madden went to a U of A football game for the first time in 8 years. Now, you guys have heard on this program that generally J-Dub is here all day long. Yeah. Like, he would be here like for the pregame, he would be here during the games running the board, and then he would be here with us after the games. But we've got tremendous young man, Andrew Camacho now. We call him AJ here, and he is taking over the board operating duties during the game. That gives J-Dub a little bit of a break for about, 6 hours or 5-6 hours or so. J-Dub, you went and saw some football tonight.
I saw T-Mac make a one-handed catch over the middle. That's
How about
what I saw.
that?
That was real nice. Yeah, it was a nice atmosphere. I mean, it was a good crowd. I think that first quarter started out a bit slow, and I think the crowd didn't quite get into it. I was kind of expecting or hoping with an old rival coming into town that you'd have some rowdy crowd out there. Obviously, a little bit of a later start, but It was nice. It was nice to get out and be among the people, right? I mean, I must have gone to 400 games in McHale in my life. I've been to, couple dozen football games in my life. But like DK said, I've spent the last 8 years, as you guys know, running these boards during the game. So I haven't had the luxury to be able to go. So thanks so much to AJ for letting that happen. And I look forward to going to a lot of games in the future. But just like you guys said, the defense is so impressive relative to, Brian was talking about those stats after the game during the post game, but they've given up, half as many points through the first 3 games as they did last year. Mm-hmm. That alone, guys. I would have liked to have seen them come out. As you said, you wanted to see 50 piece put them on the first half. That was what you guys said in the pregame. Would have been nice to see them really get a hold of that game early, but it was nice, DK, to answer your question. It was really nice to be able to get out there, get back on campus, and get out to a football game. Really appreciated it.
3 points they've allowed in 2 games, the 2 home games. They allowed, 10 points tonight. Yeah. So 13 points in 2 games at home, and then the 31 last week. So 43 points they've allowed in those 3 games this year. And I believe Brian said back in 2000 they'd given up 100 through 3 games, and 80 plus the last 2 years. And again, it's you can look at the opponents. NAU, you would expect that. UTEP has been a team that has struggled of recent, but still, you got to go out and play it. And we've seen years where these teams come in and they put up 20, 30 points, even in a loss against Arizona, and that certainly has not happened through these first 2 games at home this year. And now you go on the road to begin Pac-12 play against a Stanford team that lost to Sacramento State today. Wow.
Sac State's good in FBS.
Yeah.
They're good, but they shouldn't be beating
Pac-12. They shouldn't be beating Stanford. Exactly. No,
and I just don't like that, man, for us going up there next week.
Yeah, because a lot of times that could be what they call a trap game, right? Because who we have, Washington after that?
Yep. Did you see the schedule, fellas? It's Washington number 8, USC number 5, Washington State 23, Oregon State 16, UCLA 24, Colorado 18, Utah 12. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive ranked teams. After the Stanford game.
So that's the huge trap game because you can be looking forward to all those ranked games coming up, but in particular Washington, right? Because that's the next game coming. And you have to make sure you lock in because Stanford could be looking at Arizona like that's probably their only opportunity to actually win the game. So, you have to always be locked in because there's always those games and the teams that you underestimate that sneak up and beat you.
All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program here tonight, 520-848-1290. Some of the things we'll have for you tonight. There were some technical difficulties with the post-game down at the stadium on the network with Jed Fish's headset down in the locker room. So we'll try to bring you Jed Fish as soon as we can get that. Normally we hold that for the end of the show, but if we get that soon for you, we'll bring you at least the head coach so you can hear his thoughts after the ball game. We'll also hear from the players coming up who spoke to the media after the ball game tonight, a 31-10 win over the UTEP Miners. We'll have highlights for you on tonight's ball game. I can't wait. I didn't get a chance to hear the call because I was at the game on that fabulous catch by Tetero McMillan. But, man, I don't know. I saw it live. I saw it on the replay board. I don't know that I've seen too many catches like that in Arizona.
No, that was the heck of a grab. The way he went, just brought it down, and he brought it down and caught it with one hand. So that was really good.
I will say this: Jeremy McDaniels.
Yeah,
he used to catch some pretty acrobatic balls. I remember him catching something similar, but I'm gonna let T-Mac have it right now. I'm gonna let him have it right now. But but that boy Jeremy McDaniel was a problem.
Yeah,
DK, I do have good news from something you just said. I already pulled Fish's press conference and the players, and it's all been edited. They're ready to go.
All right. Well, we'll get you Jed Fish on the other side of a break. 31-10 in favor of the Arizona Wildcats over the UTEP Miners with J.W. Madden, Kelvin Efon, Glenn Howe. I'm David Kelly. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show, and you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show is brought to you in part by Advanced Auto Care, Crest Insurance Group, Desert Diamond Casinos, First Chiropractic, Frog and Firkin, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, the Pulse the Results team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Window Depot, Blue Whale Car Wash, Caruso's Italian Restaurant, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, The Diamond Store, Goldberg and Osborne, Goodfellas AC.
It's a breaking news report as we go live with Hal and Ruthie.
Thanks, Bob. Goodfellas is buying back AC units.
Yes, and that means everyone saves big on a new AC.
There you have it. Goodfellas doing good things.
It's the monsoon buyback special with savings our 1,000+ 5-star reviewers expect. Right now, Goodfellas AC will buy back your current unit for up to $3,000 towards a new AC. Conditions apply. Go to goodfellasac.com to find out how. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Do you trust those in charge of your financial future? Trust is founded on 3 core principles: competence, honesty, and benevolence. Those making decisions about your financial future should always place your best interest ahead of their own. I'm Natalie Fernandez-Lee, and at Meridian...
Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona beats UTEP tonight by a score of 31-10, over 500 yards by your Wildcats to 332 for the Miners. Arizona ran for 244 yards. They had Michael Wiley in this ball game with 83 yards on 17 carries. He had a touchdown. 71 for Jonah Coleman. 59 of those came on one run by Jonah, and then 45 on the ground by DJ Williams, and 43 for Jaden Dolores. Speedy Luke added 16. It just seems like Speedy is like one step away from breaking one.
It's always a shoestring tackle. And always like a little shoestring that gets him, man. But if he get away,
going, man, he's gone.
He looks good.
Yeah.
He looks a lot better and a lot more like in terms of the word crisp, but I want to overuse that. But he looks like a little bit more refined, obviously, in his second full season with the Arizona Wildcats. Okay, let's go down to the stadium and hear from the head coach of the Arizona Wildcats after this one, Jed Fish, as Arizona beats UTEP 31-10.
I think it was we had like a 6-play drive going, and then we had a holding penalty that knocked us back, and it was a 1st and 20, and then we had like a 6-yard run, and then it was
right. And we'll hear from those three celebrities. I would imagine those are the players coming up a little bit later. That is the head coach of the Arizona Wildcats, Jedd Fisch, after a 31-10 win over UTEP. Jayden de Laura, 23 of 29. So, I mean, efficient from that standpoint, obviously, for Jayden. Did not throw an interception in this ball game. That was efficient. 3 touchdown passes. Did get sacked twice. Pass protection broke down on him on those 2 particular plays. The one sack, I just thought he held the ball too long. He probably could have easily, I believe that was the second sack, thrown the ball away. But overall, a pretty good ball game for Jayden de Laura from that standpoint. You did not want to go out and you didn't need to go out in this ball game and try to do too much.
Yeah, I agree with that. I said it before the game, not necessarily be vanilla, but I didn't think you want to show, usually Coach Fisch got a couple, nice little plays in there, a couple little tricky plays that he liked to run, and you didn't see any of that. They were just real workmanlike about what they were doing, executing their run game, which I really think could actually help them in the future, because once the running backs perform well and actually put on tape that they actually can run the ball like that, the offensive line start looking for it, the running back start looking for more opportunities, and the coach, which is Fisch, which is the offensive coordinator, start trusting it a little bit more. So I don't know. I think those runs are going to end up helping them out a lot and helping the receiving core out a lot.
Well, between Jayden de Laura and Noah Fafita tonight, 25 completions, guys. Only 2 of those 25 completions went to running backs. So 10 catches for Jacob Cowing, 6 for Tetro McMillan, 2 for Montana Lamonius Craig, including a touchdown for Montana in this ball game. So 18 of those 25 went to wide receivers, and they got the ball down the seam.
They did.
They
get
got
it
the
down.
ball
I was
down
going
the
to say.
seam.
I said, don't forget.
Tonight.
I said, don't forget what I was saying. Now, that's what I think. That's what I think that really opens up the passing game.
And it was interesting because I think at the times that I thought they were struggling, they used that play to get out of a bad situation.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, tight end in the middle, getting him down. It is almost like he just ran just the option zone read route over the middle and just find an open space. Those are great plays. Those keep the safeties. They keep them honest.
But that was set up by the run though, because that kept bringing down a DB into the box. That was set up by the run because he was coming off blocking pretty good as well. When you get down the seam, you take the safeties. You make the safeties be honest, man. Mm-hmm. They just can't be coming up all the time, and then you have those linebackers thinking, and all you need is that one split second of them to be looking this way, and it's over. But what I'm saying is that I think the run opened up the tight end, because usually if the other team know we're passing, right? Yeah. It's easier to guard the tight end, but when you mix it up, it's like throwing a jab in there. You throw those runs in there, and you get a little punch drunk. I agree. You get a little punch drunk on them jabs, and it opened up that big right hand for you.
So the tight end down the seam opened up the run, and the running the ball opens up the tight end. That's what's happening. Both can be true.
Yes.
Kelvin, I got a quick question for you. You mentioned about trick plays. There was like a double reverse nonsense last week against. They had like a 3rd and 2 or whatever, and.
You got that text, right?
32 rushes tonight, Kelvin. I mean, come on. As far as just keeping honest, right? Keeping the plays honest. When you need 2 yards, 3rd and 2 or whatever. I love the fact that I didn't see any of that. I don't like seeing that kind of stuff on short yardage, especially 3rd and 2 or whatever.
Yeah, it's got to be like it's 2nd and 8 or something. Do it at that time.
I get
you got another down.
I get it when you're setting it up. You've been setting it up all game or whatever, and you're looking. I get that part. Don't get me wrong. There's a time and place for that. But in that particular situation last week, I really wish that they would have just run the ball.
And I'll say this. I think in those games, when you're in the big games, you always have some of those plays, because we practice those plays. Trust me. I mean, we have them and we don't use them ever. And you bring them out 2 years later, and then next thing you know, the coach is running the play. We're all looking at each other like, we really finna do it?
Yeah.
We really finna run this play today? But what it does though, it makes the other team work. It work on other stuff. It's like in basketball, J-Dub, where you throw a little zone in and you throw a little full court press in just to force the other team to have to work against that. So they're not focusing on just what you mainly do. So, but against the teams like UTEP and NAU, you don't want to use trick plays. You don't want to have to go to that to be able to beat those teams. You want to save those plays for the conference play, actually.
So why did we do it again?
Yeah.
Why did we run the same double pass play?
Yep.
Again,
I don't know. Maybe you just want to put it on film and just have them, be afraid of it.
Play one. Right. Film once. I don't think we got to put it on film twice.
Yeah,
didn't work either time.
But like I say, having an offensive coordinator as a head coach, he can make those calls. That I can see Coach Tomey back in the day. He trust me, he didn't allow a lot of that.
Right, 520-848-1290. We'll get you the highlights on tonight's game when we come back. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day post-game show, and you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
At Standard Restaurant Supply, their vision and number one goal is to improve the lives of their customers and clients by providing a better culinary experience. Standard Restaurant Supply, if it's in a restaurant and not food, they have it. Open to the public, no membership fees, and they offer bulk store pricing without the bulk store purchase. Open Monday through Saturday at 601 South Cherry Avenue or call 885-2345. Standard Restaurant Supply is a proud sponsor of the U of A Radio Sports broadcast.
Caruso's, a Tucson tradition since 1938, located on historic 4th Avenue. For 4 generations, Caruso's handmade sauce has been prepared with love by a family member, using only the best ingredients. Enjoy specialty Italian dishes like lasagna al forno, chicken tetrazzini, real Italian sausages, spectacular pizza, as well as many vegetarian options. Caruso's offers outdoor dining on their garden patio, with indoor dining also available. Open Tuesday through Sunday, with all your favorites available.
Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
31-10, Arizona beats UTEP for the 13th. Was it 13th or 14th consecutive time? I think it was 14th consecutive time. Wildcats 2-1 on the season, and let's give you the highlights on today's ball game. Things got started. Wildcats took the ball first. A holding penalty on the first drive by Jordan Morgan kind of thwarted that thing, and the Wildcats had to punt the ball away. Got it back, though, on their second possession, and then their only turnover came.
Jaden will take the snap. Quick pass near side, caught by McMillan, and he'll dive and then lost the football. It's picked up by the Miners, and if they've got it, they take over in Arizona territory.
Yeah, that was a fumble by Tetro McMillan, but I said, guys, just one turnover. That's all I was going to accept today was one turnover. That's what they had, that one turnover. So a very good job for the Wildcats in that respect. Got the ball back late in the first quarter, and the Wildcats would start a drive that would get them to their first score of this contest. It started with Jaden Delore running the ball for 13 yards. Then, again, the first pass over the middle to Tanner McLaughlin, 28 yards. That was a beauty of a ball. And then Jaden again running for 28 yards. So he ran twice on that drive. Michael Wiley had a 17-yard run as the running game started to get going, and that got them to the doorstep. And it would be a 1st and 10 from the UTEP 18-yard line.
Left of Delore, works out of the gun, takes the snap, throws it left, caught by McMillan. McMillan over the 10, 5 to the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Arizona.
Big-time play, Arizona. They just ran a wide receiver screen, perfectly blocked. McMillan had a convoy on his way to the end zone. Arizona goes up 6-0.
So, yeah, it was a 92-yard drive for Arizona because that drive started on their own 8-yard line.
Every drive started on their own 8-yard line tonight. I mean, that punter for UTEP,
yeah,
right?
He was pretty good. He was absolutely pretty good. He put some balls down there, that's for sure, in this ball game. That was the, I guess if they wanted to take away something from this game for themselves, was that they punted the ball very well. 7-0 was the score at that point for Arizona, and that is the way, again, that was early in the second quarter, I should say, of the ball game. UTEP got the ball back, and again, Jacob Manu would come up defensively.
Hardison under center, offset backfield, play fake, rolling to the right. Hardison being chased, spins away from one man. Here comes the posse, and they sack him. Back around the 35-yard line. Navy shirts everywhere.
That's an amazing play by the Arizona defense. I think Hardison got hit 3 times before he went down, but the fact that the entire Arizona defense was in the backfield is an amazing feat for this Arizona defense. They are swarming tonight.
Yeah, Jacob Manu got the credit there, but it was just about everybody on that particular play there.
Yeah, man, it was great to see that hustle and just that fight right there. The guys were really being aggressive, and they was letting UTEP know from the beginning that they, was in for a little fight. But it did, the way they was, scrapping for that ball, it reminded me a little bit of how some of those swarm teams look, man. Those guys were really dogs. Coming. Yeah, they were coming.
It was really exciting to see the aggressiveness of our players, of just trying to strip the ball and holding guys. I like that when you hold them
trying to dump them. I mean, taking really hitting guys.
You want pop. Like, it's just like it's that. Those are the kind of things you like to see. And I think that we're getting that attitude, which is good.
All right, so the next drive for Arizona, we saw Rayshawn Luke's 2 runs. They came back-to-back. That 14-yarder was the one I kind of thought that he was maybe a step away from breaking that. Then he followed that with a 2-yard run, and then Jaden Delore was looking for T-Mac.
Delora working out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap, play fake to Coleman, back to throw, looking deep, throwing deep, downfield, and that ball is caught. That's a one-handed catch by T-Mac. Oh my goodness, he does it again. Mark it at the UTEP 32-yard line. How does he do this?
What a catch!
Right-handed, one-handed, pulled it in. First down, Arizona Cats going in a hurry.
And we got to find that. Obviously, we're streaming tonight. If you want to watch our show, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on Twitch, it's on Twitter. We got to find this play. I think I have it right here, and we'll pull this up. I mean, just an unbelievable catch by Tataroa McMillan in this ball game here tonight.
And unbelievable trust with the quarterback. I mean, it was three guys right there. I mean, so you know you have the the guy right there, but that's that trust that you have.
So if you're watching on one of our streams, we've got it up right now. I mean, he just went up. He went up for that ball right there.
Somebody played basketball out of those four guys.
I think he played. Well, he's a volleyball kid. He played a little volleyball.
He played basketball too, though.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I seen the highlights. Yeah, he was a pretty decent basketball player.
Oh man, that was not supposed to.
Yeah,
be
that's
caught.
high point. In volleyball, you get up there and you hit the ball. In basketball, you got to get up there and snatch that rebound. So I think that's more of a basketball play.
Man, let's take a look at that one more time here.
Yeah, that's nice.
Woo, man, I wish we got it. We have to find a slow motion version of that one as well there. Okay, so that one went for 37 yards, but the drive stalled on a blocked kick by Tyler Loop's field goal. 45-yard attempt was blocked, so the Wildcats came up empty, did not get any points on that particular possession. UTEP got the ball back on their 28. They drove it down to the 17-yard line, and they would get a field goal and get their first points of the game. And that would be 7-3.
And he'll be kicking from the left hash mark. 25-yarder, maybe 24. Kick is up, and the kick is good.
So 7-3 at that point for the Arizona Wildcats on that field goal by Buzz Fabiano. 25 yards. That's a nice football name for you. Arizona got the ball right back. 10-play, 74-yard drive for the Wildcats. Jaden Delora again running for 15 yards on this particular drive. He would find, again, Tanner McLaughlin down the seam for 21 yards into the red zone. 2 plays later, the Wildcats would get on the board again.
Wiley back into the ball game now, off the right hip. He'll get the handoff. Wiley into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
It's a way to cap off a drive. Michael Wiley skips to the right, finds a little crease, and just falls into the end zone. Excellent drive by Arizona. Once again, grabbing the momentum and going up 13-3.
14-3 would be the score at the half. Wildcats on their first possession of the second half would go 8 plays for 54 yards. DJ Williams had a big 13-yard. Actually had back-to-back runs on that drive. It's interesting, and I'll ask you guys this. It's interesting when we see, and if you look at the stat sheet, we see him give the ball to Rayshawn 2 times in a row, gave it to DJ. 2 of his 5 carries came in a row. What do you make of that?
I know. I was gonna say I know exactly what it is. I just trying to get them a little bit, trying to give them a little food, trying to make sure you have them incorporated. They're not the starter, so they're not gonna get the load. But you want to give them a little something so they still feel involved. That's exactly what I see. And you want to give them a couple carries because you know how it is as a running back. You always one play away from being the number one guy. So, I'm looking at Jonah Coleman and Speedy Luke. I know these guys are going to be 1-2 next year. We're losing DJ Williams and Wiley next year. So I just think they're just trying to make sure you feed them a little bit there.
Yeah, but two carries.
It's better than
That's
zero.
A zero, I know.
It's better than zero.
Well, yeah,
It's like chewing rocks.
And I'm gonna tell you
It's
reason
five
why.
total,
Like
but
Well,
it
let me
seems like they always come in succession.
Yeah.
For the backups.
Right, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because of the success of the plays.
Yeah.
If you get those 2 carries and you get 0 yards or 2 yards, now you want 2 more, right?
Yeah.
So I think these guys going in and being able to make a few runs. I would like to see more of DJ Williams personally.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
I'm finna say something here. I think he's gonna make an NFL team as a what you call it, free agent running back. I'm telling you, man, the way he runs the ball, and then the attitude to be able to
come in when you just
wait.
Ready,
what is it, third quarter before you get in the game? And it seems like it's like that every time that he gets in the game, like he's like a changeup or something later. But the way that he runs the ball, just the way you see the field, I just see something there.
Back-to-back runs for 13 and 14 yards, but Jaden would take a sack in the red zone, and that would set up Tyler Loop from 38 yards out.
Snap, ball down, kick is up, plenty of distance, and it is good.
Yeah, it's nice when you know you can get 3 almost every time you go down there. Ostendorf's almost automatic, and that was an excellent job right down the middle for Ostendorf.
8-play, 54-yard drive put the Wildcats up 17-3. UTEP would not get much going on their next drive of the ball game. Arizona got it back at their 18-yard line. The first play would go to Jonah Coleman.
And from their own 18-yard line, Delora is going to hand off, and there's some running room. And that's Coleman out to the 40, to midfield. Got a block to the 45, 40, tries to break away, can't quite get out of it, but he's all the way to the UTEP 23-yard line. Excuse me. Wow, what a run by Jonah Coleman.
Boom, that was an explosive play by Coleman. He hit that hole. Don't let people tell you he's just a big guy. He can run. I mean, he got out in the open and showed a lot of speed that time. What a run by Jonah Coleman. Exploded and electrified this crowd.
That was the long run of the night. 59 yards. Jonah 3 carries for 71 on the game.
He came in great shape, man. He cut that weight.
Yeah.
He looks
good.
He looks slim. He looks, fast. He looks powerful. Kudos to him, man. He must have worked his butt off this summer and really changed his body composition and good for the strength and conditioning staff and the nutritional staff. Don't forget those guys.
Yeah.
The ladies that are the nutritional staff. They're very, very important for every one of these athletes.
We don't have this particular highlight, guys, but the 3rd and 8 flip by Jaden Delora to Michael Wiley. That when we talk about Patrick Mahomes, that was Patrick Mahomes right there.
Yeah, just I know.
Yeah, that was like a little jump shot, a little floater or something right over. Yeah, the way he ran.
Because it looked like he was going to throw it out of bounds, and he just kind of flipped it over to
and
Michael
I was laughing too. I said, we are a passing team when the offensive linemen never get that downfield call.
Yeah.
They know that more than likely he's going to figure out a way to throw the ball downfield because the way he was running. I would have went and got somebody. So it would have been a flag and it was an all for naught.
Yeah.
But those guys, that offensive line and everybody understands
they're probably looking for the flash.
that he's not gonna really that he's really looking for that throw when he scrambles. So so when he does run, it surprises everybody. So that's probably the reason why he had such huge gashes.
So that was a critical 3rd and 8 from the 21 of UTEP. The Wildcats converted, and 2 plays later, they would score again.
Put Cowing in motion. They're going to throw him the pass. Cowing open. Caught. Touchdown, Arizona.
That was a beautifully drawn up play that time. Everybody was thinking Jonah Coleman was getting the ball. Cowing went in motion to the right, and then he kind of peeled back and was wide open. I think we saw that play in the Super Bowl. But an excellent call by Jed Fish to find Jacob Cowing wide open in the end zone.
Who ran that in the Super Bowl?
Who was the 2 teams again?
This past Super Bowl?
Yes.
It was
Mahomes,
it was the Chiefs.
I'm pretty sure it was
Mahomes.
I'm pretty sure Mahomes did it but not with number 10 when they had him. The kid that's in Miami now. So it probably was the previous.
So that would have been previous Super Bowl.
But great execution by Cowing.
Yeah.
He ran like he was really finna go in motion and that speed motion across and the timing of the snap and him popping back out, man, that was a beautiful, beautiful play.
6-play, 82-yard drive there. Wildcats had a 24-3 lead at that point, and then again, some defense on the next drive. How about some, actually it was 2 drives later as we would go into the fourth quarter. Gunnar Maldonado would come up big defensively.
Third down, handoff will go to Franklin, breaks a tackle, he has the first down, and then has the ball taken away by Gunnar Maldonado. Maldonado on the run down the left side to the 40, 35, 30, and out of bounds. That's a great play by Gunnar.
Yeah, that was a really nice play by Gunnar Maldonado.
That's what you got to do.
Hey, as a running back, when you see guys making plays, that's one of them Brandon Sanders type plays from back in the day. When you see guys making plays like that, it make you look a little bit. You know, when you're coming out of that, you getting so usually you're looking for the linebackers.
Yeah.
Not a lot of time you're worried about the safeties. You're gonna run over those little guys most of the time. But when guys are coming up like that, you see it on film, and you have to be ready to protect yourself or make a move or spin out of it or something. So that's gonna be something else for the running backs for the other teams to worry about. You know, trying to break through there and having to see one of these guys coming down to make a play.
Gunnar Maldonado put the Wildcats on the 26-yard line, a big 26-yard play after they lost 4 yards. Jaden Delore hitting Montana Lamonius Craig. He took it down to the 4, and he would get rewarded on the next play.
Just inside the 5-yard line, marker to the 4. Delore out of the gun, will take the snap, throw left, caught by Lamonius Craig. He'll waltz into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Arizona's red zone offense has been beautiful tonight.
And that was obviously, look, that was one of those plays where I said that's specifically for Montana to get him some love in this offense.
Yeah, and we talked about that pregame. We said that if the coach want to get a certain guy the ball, he has to call the play for him to get the ball where he's the primary guy, and he did a couple times there to get him involved. But I was going to say this here, too. I see the 2-yard touchdown pass and the 3-yard touchdown pass, right? As a former running back, I need my shot.
Yeah.
I need my shot. I need my shot at that before you start passing, right? Because remember, this is an attitude thing. Because what ends up happening is that, you know, when you kind of finesse it early like this, people are going to be looking for it later as it goes on.
You got to get your guys up front ready for the bullhead. Let's go. Take that 2 yards and get that touchdown.
And my problem with it, I'll say this, is that I think our number one thing to do is actually pass. I think this is going to be our number one play when we're on the goal line, because that's how it is in the NFL. Remember, fish a lot of NFL similarities. So why not show early that you're going to run it a little bit more, you know, in those cases, so later when we get in those games, we won't have some linebackers jumping some of those routes.
Yeah.
31-3 at that point. UTEP got a late field goal. We don't need to hear that. 31 to actually a late touchdown. They got 31-10.
Nice pass, though.
That
was a BB.
Okay,
that was a BB.
Let's play it then. Why not? It was a BB. We'll play
Evan Hurley, the quarterback, takes the snap out of the shotgun, straight back to throw. Here comes the rush. Throws as he's hit and throws to the end zone. It is caught, and it is a touchdown for UTEP.
That was a great throw.
Yeah, it really was. Into double coverage down there. And
he was getting hit as he was throwing it. Taylor Upshaw put a lot of pressure on him.
I was gone by that time, so I didn't see it anyway. Kevin Hurley, though, got with the pass.
Might be a quarterback controversy.
Yeah.
It might be a quarterback.
Look out.
They couldn't score, and this guy came right in. And you know, some people say, well, that was against the second team guys. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
That got your points on the board.
Yep.
31-10 was the final. Arizona wins it over the UTEP Miners. Okay, take a break here, and we'll come back with more. We got to get our best bets, our keys to the game. We'll review all that for you. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show with Kelvin Efon, and we've got Glenn Howe and JW Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Cantina nachos, strawberry watermelon margaritas, a few zombie kills, and all your favorite sports teams live? When your day calls for some winning, it's time for Dave & Buster's, where you can eat, drink, play, and watch all the sports you want. They've got massive HD TVs, hundreds of the hottest new games, a chef-crafted menu, and an incredible list of beers, wines, and cocktails. So remember, if your day calls for a little victory, a little triumph, a little win, it's probably calling for Dave & Buster's.
Are you ready to adopt? Come to the Humane Society of Southern Arizona. When you adopt from us, you will save more than one life. You'll also make room for the next pet in need. The Humane Society of Southern Arizona has been compassionately serving pets and the people who love them since 1944. Our knowledgeable adoption matchmakers will help you find the right pet for your home and support you after you adopt. We are open 7 days a week at our main campus at 635 West Roger Road. Learn more and see adoptable pets at hssaz.org.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Hi, I'm Amber Smith, Chief Strategy Officer for Futures Inc. and former President and CEO of the Tucson Metro Chamber. Meridian Wealth Management is a team of passionate, experienced professionals who understand the needs of businesses while spending time growing the next generation of business leaders. Their passion for the Tucson community and dedication to giving back is why I serve on their Business Advisory Council. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is getting cooler here, and so rodents will be seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? Call University Termite and Pest Control, 886-4146. They've been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control. You can too. Call University Termite and Pest Control today at 886-4146 or go to bepestfree.com.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by.
is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
31-10 in favor of the Arizona Wildcats over the UTEP Miners. Let's go ahead right now and take a look at some of the things we talked about before the game. We've got two things we always do. We do our keys to the game, and we also do our best bets. Let's start with our keys to the game.
Were the Cats able to unlock the keys to the game? Let's look at our pregame keys to the game. They are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
All right, Kelvin, you started off. You said don't underestimate UTEP. It felt like they were doing that early in the game.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like that because we're so used to, Coach Fish pressing the gas and really getting into the air with the pass. But I thought we build a little confidence in the running game with the offensive line and with the running backs, really getting Wiley going and giving DJ opportunities as well as Jonah.
2 interceptions you wanted. No interceptions in the ball game for the defense. They did obviously get the one takeaway with the fumble strip by Gunnar Maldonado, and you were looking for a splash play on special teams. Those are tough to come by.
Yeah, we got
Those are tough to come by, but we didn't get one. I mean, you get one once every blue moon, and we got one against Northern Arizona, but not today.
Yeah, no, I wanted one, man, because to me, I just wanted that extra energy from the team. You want to just see that extra hunger, and nothing like a special teams play, special teams block. To look like that. Defensively, we got that fumble. I'll take that because it came from a DB, so it wasn't an interception, but it was a play by a DB. But I really think we need to, get a couple interceptions back there again to put on tape to warn some of these quarterbacks not to be so aggressive.
Glenn, you wanted the Wildcats to practice the run game tonight, so 32 carries, of which 27 of those went to running backs.
I like that. We're getting close to my number.
Okay.
My number's 30. My number's 30.
Michael Wiley had 17. Jonah Coleman had 3. DJ Williams had 5. He had 3 right at the end of the game as they were running out the clock. Rayshawn Speedy Luke 2. And then Delora and Noah Fafita combined for 6 of those carries. So not bad. Not bad.
Looking at the games coming up, if we do get to that 30, that means we're in a good place.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because I know Fish is not going to pass. Yeah. He's not going to stop passing unless we're in a good place.
We're trying to shorten the game. We're going to be, and we got to control. We got a little control. We got a little lead. I think that's when we're in a really good place.
Well, according to Brian Jeffries in the post game, apparently Jed Fish has been telling somebody that he wants to run the football.
Runs the football.
I don't think he said that to us in the media.
Yeah.
But apparently he's telling somebody that he wants to run the football.
He's telling them in those secret little meetings.
Accent the tight end. Yeah, they did do that. They got the ball to Tanner McLaughlin, 4 catches for 62 yards. And again, he had 2 big catches on touchdown drive.
Yes, he did. And I love that they're going to him. I think I'd like to get my other tight end in there too. I'd like to get
Burnett.
Burnett. I'd like to get, Chester's son in there.
Well, you got to go one at a time now.
Yeah, go two tights if we ever go too tight. I don't think we ever go too tights very often. But if we do, we bring one in the wing position, and then we got to run some routes out of that. I think we should do that and really try to put some pressure on these linebackers.
And speaking of linebackers, you wanted 10 to 12 tackles. Only Justin Flo got into double digits tonight. He had 11 in the ball game. However, none of those were on the negative side for Justin tonight. And you also said you didn't want him to save it. Do you feel like they didn't save it, or they?
What do you mean?
You said plays. Don't save any plays.
Yeah. I think we still were a little bit vanilla.
Yeah, exactly.
We're still a little vanilla. I can make some cream.
Anytime we have under 40 passes, that was a vanilla day.
I can make some custard tonight, man, because we were vanilla. We got enough vanilla to make some custard. So
for me, I wanted 1 turnover. I got that turnover from Mr. Gunnar Maldonado. I wanted 50-plus points. Once again, that did not happen. And I was looking for 7+ tackles for loss to stay on that trend. Wildcats got only 5 tackle for losses in that category tonight. But again, like we mentioned earlier, they won big on what I termed the conversion downs, 3rd and 4th down. They won big there in this ball game, winning 12 out of 18 to really keep UTEP in check.
Fellas,
you got to think about 2 years ago. We didn't have any tackles for loss.
That's true. You're
Can you
absolutely
imagine
correct.
that?
You're
Can you
absolutely
imagine
correct.
that?
Yeah.
We went 11 games, 12 games without no tackles for loss.
Turnovers aside, how many punts do you want to see from your opponent? How many times do you want to see the defense stop that during the course of a game?
Well, how many drives?
Well, it's 7 punts. UTEP punted the ball 7 times today. It's a good number.
Yeah, that's a great number.
Yeah,
great number. And that's 6 for 16 on 3rd down. That's pretty doggone good.
12 for 18. Well, yeah, on 3rd down it was between 3rd and 4th down they were 12 of 18.
Yeah, that's
positive.
That's
getting monitored.
Yeah, it's getting out.
Exactly. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. Those are our keys for the game.
Our keys to the game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
All right, we don't have a sponsor in the postgame for the pest like we do in the pregame, but we will talk about our pests that we picked. Both Glenn and I had Tyrese Knight, the linebacker, before the game started for UTEP. Tyrese finished with 8 tackles. He had one of the 2 sacks against Jaden Delore. He had the fumble recovery that on the strip of T-Mac, and he broke up a pass. So not a bad game for Tyrese Knight, who was our pest. And then for Kelvin, you had on offense Tyron Smith, who led the UTEP Miners with catches tonight. He had 5 catches for 64 yards, so a pretty good ball game. Although Burgess Jr. had more yards receiving, he had 78, but 5 catches for Tyron Smith tonight. So not bad from our pests of the game. All right, let's take another break. When we come back, we'll find out who's cashing some tickets tonight. I think we all are. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day post-game show. I'm David Kelly, along with Kelvin Efon, Glenn Howe, JW Madden. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show is brought to you in part by Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Lexus of Tucson, Nova Home Loans, Recon Auto Detail, Right Now Power Sports Tucson, the Tucson Police Department, Broadway in Tucson, Dave & Buster's Tucson, Dorado Rock, First Choice Pools, The Good Feet Store, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Ram Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Right Way Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Rocking KA Master Plan Community Design by Nature, and University Termite and Pest Control.
As a homeowner, you've probably seen some pretty bad plumbing problems.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
We've seen them all.
All of them?
Ram's Plumbing kept entire buildings flowing. Businesses since 1983.
Wow, so whatever happens to my house...
We've seen it before, and we have the solution. Locally owned and operated Ram Plumbing is Tucson's most trusted plumber. Our team of licensed professionals can fix anything your home can dish out. When your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double. Online at Best Plumber.
it down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Back here in the CNWT after a 31-10 win by your Wildcats over the UTEP Miners. Next up, the Pac-12 Conference opener at Stanford next Saturday. That'll be a 4 o'clock start here on the Arizona Wildcats Radio Network and Wildcats Radio 1290, which means we will be on the air at 11:30 a.m. from Soul Sports next Saturday to get things going in Pac-12 play. Yeah, it's going to be an early morning. Yay. Better than Pac-12. I was actually listening to a little bit of the UTEP broadcast on the way back from the game on the varsity, whatever they call it, varsity network or varsity app. And John Tesher there, I think his name's Tesher, is the play-by-play guy for UTEP, and he was talking about, oh, man, it's way past my bedtime. Right. I'm not used to these late-night games.
Speaking of Pac-12 After Dark, guys, 30-6 through 3 weeks. That's the conference's record. 6 losses for the conference. 6.
What conference?
Total
What
losses.
conference?
It's got one more year, man. We're still in the Pac-12 this year.
Pac-2.
Well, right now, it's the Pac-12 and everybody else. 30-6.
We got 2 that are really rich now.
Really?
They'll pay
They
off
should
research.
be.
Oregon State's going to pay off research, man.
There you go. 44,000, by the way, tonight at the stadium. 44,182 for Spanish Heritage Night. And again, it was just another beautiful night to be out at Arizona Stadium. Let's find out if anybody got rich tonight.
How did the 1290 crew do today with their best bets? Let's find out how they did in today's pregame show. Today's best bets are brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right. The line on this game, gentlemen, was 18. We all gave the 18. The Wildcats won by 21. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Cash that. The over-under on this one was 57.5. We all took the under. Fool me twice. You're not going to fool me 3 times. Yeah. I'd gone over the first 2 weeks, and that didn't happen. So I went under with the fellas this week, and we all cashed that ticket as well. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So that's 2 weeks in a row for y'all.
That's steak dinners, bro.
Gotta eat.
Hey, so let's talk a little bit. Do you think we'll ever score over 40
this season?
Look at the schedule.
Yeah, well,
look at the schedule.
It's gonna get ugly.
Look at the schedule.
If you don't score 40 next week, I don't think you're scoring 40 anytime in the near future.
Yeah. That's the only. That's the only.
What's that? That's 2 months away.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the schedule.
No, you look at the schedule. What's that like?
We ain't
2 months of ranked team, top 25.
We
every
ain't
team
40.
Yeah,
we're not going to get 40.
Guys, there's only one team in the league that's given up over 100 in 3 games, and that's Stanford. Every other team is under 100 through 3 games.
Well, there you go.
Man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm
like, gotta eat. Got the stats.
Not only that, guys, only one other team's given up 90. Colorado's the only other 90 team. Everybody else, look, USC, 52 points scored on USC in 3 games. Oregon, 47 points scored on Oregon in 3 games. Oregon State, 33. UCLA, 30. These teams are not, I mean, again, it's early season schedule. It's not like they're playing tough teams or whatever, but, you know, and again, we're not talking SEC defense from 20 years ago either here. But, yeah, I mean, scoring 40 on some of these teams, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get 40 this year.
Maybe Stanford, maybe Arizona State. Man, you see how important those games are?
Yeah,
those two, you have to win Stanford, Arizona State to even have a chance at a bowl game.
Exactly.
Because the rest of these teams, I mean, from Washington State, these guys are looking.
Washington State is really good.
Man, I like that camp.
I
like that camp.
They're good. They went to Wisconsin, or Wisconsin came to them. I mean, they came to them, but they went to Wisconsin last year and beat them, and then they beat them again at the crib.
Yeah, and we'll check some of the scores coming up a a little bit later. But yeah, Washington State continues to roll. Washington roll again today. So yeah, like J-Dub said, it continues to be a good non-conference for the Pac-12 conference. Colorado, obviously, with a huge come from behind win. They stormed the field again for the second straight week, beating Colorado State after they beat a team that they were what were they?
Thirsty.
3 touchdown favorites.
If you're 1-11, right? If you're 1-11 and then you start 3-0,
They
that's
almost lost that game. So that's
But they thirsty though, man. They hungry. They on TV. You got game day. You got all this hoopla. So hey, man,
those kids are probably delirious because they've been up since 4 a.m. whatever, like trying to get their place in line to hold a sign up.
Yeah, I mean it's fun to be in Boulder right now. It's a great place to watch college football. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's a beautiful, beautiful venue to watch college football. And
that's why I think he's going to stay there for a little bit, man.
Let's just gotta wait till wait till November, December hit.
We'll see. We'll see, but I'm just glad everybody got rich tonight.
And that's how the 1290 crew did with their best bets. Today's best bets were brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right, 31-10, Arizona beats UTEP tonight. Any final thoughts, guys, from you before we let you fly?
We just got to be ready for Stanford. You know, I'm always nervous about playing up at Stanford. Stanford losing to Sacramento State. We better be ready. We better be ready because they're going to be looking to get a win after that embarrassment.
And I'm just excited to have a defense to give us a chance to win. I felt like that we've had some offense over the years, but not enough defense to be able to get a dub. So it's just exciting to see a defense over there, hungry, aggressive. Flo is starting to look like a leader, loving the way that he's competing out there. But just overall, that whole defense that Nansen and Coach Akeen and them have put together, it's just exciting to see guys play Arizona defense just with their hair on fire.
3 sacks today for the Arizona defense. Jacob Manu had one. Tyler Manoa got his first sack on the defensive line. And then Tyler Upshaw had a sack as well. So 2 of the linemen came up with the 3 sacks in the ball game. 5 tackles for loss in this one. Obviously, sacks count as tackles for loss. The other ones went to Tia Savea, had a tackle for loss early. Another lineman coming into play there, and Oren Patu had a tackle for loss. So good that we're seeing some of those linemen get those TFLs as well for this defense.
Close every time.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting closer and closer. He's playing pretty. I think he's playing.
Feel like he had to get out the doghouse or something.
Yeah,
it feel like he was a little disappeared, but now he's back.
Yeah, now he's like really playing. I think he's playing really aggressive. He's getting close to getting to that sack.
And it was great to see Trayden Stukes back. He's just so aggressive to the run game. I just love what I'm seeing from him in the run game.
And if Dwayne Akina talks about you and thinks that you're going to be somebody, you're going to be somebody.
He's a dude.
You became Sam somebody.
Well, it was interesting. Trayden Stukes was a walk-on, started here as a walk-on. I don't know if he was a starred recruit, but we had one of the 2-star recruits in the house. Trevin Wade was at the game tonight.
Really?
One of my favorite defensive backs from back when I first got here, 2008, 9, 10, class of 11. I just remember that pick. I think he had pick 6s against Iowa in back-to-back years. One at Iowa, one here at home in that game that they beat the Hawkeyes, and then went on.
Is he still playing?
No, he's not playing anymore. No, he played for about 5-6 years. Stuck around for about 5-6 years. Got drafted by my Browns. Played with the Giants. I think he was also down in New Orleans for a time, and he actually coached. He was coaching at UTEP for, I think, 3 seasons.
Really?
Yeah, but got out. He said he wanted to. I talked to him a little bit before the game, and he said he just, wanted to stay home with his kids. And I said, yeah, you can't. If you're going to be a college coach, you on the road a lot.
Kids.
Yeah, you might not see your kids as much. So he is not coaching this year, but living up in the valley. So got his number, so we'll have to definitely have him on.
Get him on.
Have him on the pregame show coming up here in the next couple of weeks. 31-10, the final, guys. We'll talk to you, Glenn, on Tuesday. Watch the film. We'll break it down. Kelvin will get your thoughts on it Thursday. We'll obviously also hand out some game balls, so we'll do that on Tuesday as well. So get me your game ball choices, and we'll announce those on Tuesday.
All right. Bear down.
Good. Sounds good. Bear down indeed. All right, let's take a break. We come back. We'll hear from the players. We'll get you your scoreboard and put a wrap on this one tonight. 31-10. Arizona beats the UTEP for Glenn Howe and Kelvin Efon, along with JW and Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is getting cooler here, and so rodents will be seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? Call University Termite and Pest Control, 886
Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona wins it by a score of 31-10. I don't know why my camera keeps like spinning the other way every time I leave the room.
I think it just likes to follow you around.
Exactly. It's on the follow thing there. It's not on the static thing. That's the issue right now. Okay. We're back here in the CNWT. Let's go back to Arizona Stadium, though, the Lowell Stevens football facility, and hear from the players after this one. We've got Gunnar Maldonado, Jacob Cowing, and the quarterback Jaden Delora after a 31-10 win over the UTEP Miners.
Jacob, what was it like to play against your former school?
It was pretty cool going against some of the guys that when I first got to UTEP, they got there too, and they're still there. So it was kind of cool going against them actually now in the live game and not just at practice. So it was cool to see everyone and glad to see that everyone's doing good over there.
Were you nervous or having sort of different feelings?
No. This is another game for me. And I know that was like my first team I was with, but I just look at it as another football game.
Jaden, Coach Fish said he wanted you to play more like Batman rather than Superman. Do you feel like you played like that tonight, and how did you go about just playing a cleaner game?
It was good. I just got the ball into this guy's hands, T-Mac hands, Montana's hands, and just let them make plays, I don't need to do too much, and that's kind of what we went over while we were watching film versus Mississippi State. Just use all the tools. Batman don't got anything special to him. He just knows how to use what he got. So that was just kind of our big emphasis, not just for me, but everybody on the team. Trusting the one next to us to get everything done. So.
And then what was your perspective on T-Mac's one-handed catch in the first half?
That's an everyday thing for T-Mac. Like, I'm going to put it out there. He's probably the most athletic person I've ever been around. He can pick up any sport and dominate in it. Bowling, you guys not beating him in bowling. Basketball, volleyball, like it's ridiculous. Like, and that's just credit to his hard work and it's how he was when he was younger.
Well, Brian and then Troy.
Gunnar, what do you think has been the key so far for the defense being so much better overall than last year?
Yeah, I think communication has been a big deal. Just another year with Coach Nansen. Got a bunch of guys that were here last year that know the defense well, and so it's just like another year getting in that. And then I think just the culture, Irby comes in and changes the energy in the room, and that's big. That's just not something that you get with every person, and there's guys like that just change the energy of the room.
Is there anything different about the way it's being run than last year?
No, we're getting coached hard, and we like it that way. So we just continue to get coached hard and try to get better every day.
Troy?
Jaden, can you talk about the running game? Do you think it kind of opened things up for you offensively, and then also the development of the offensive line from last year to this year?
Okay. For the first question, the run game really helped us with the pass game, and I made a big emphasis to Coach Fish last night that we need to get the run game started early in the game, early in the first quarter. So, we was calling run plays, calling smokes, calling run plays. So, we got a great running back room, and if they're rolling, that makes their job easier running routes, and that makes my job easier throwing the ball. So, we just rely on them. They do their job, and the O-line do their job blocking up front, and then you see a game that we just seen right there where we executed at a high level.
Go to Justin and David. So, Gunnar, what do you think has been the biggest thing that you've learned through the first 3 games?
Biggest thing for me, don't try to do too much, kind of like what Jaden was saying earlier. Same thing for me on defense. Just do my job. I got to trust the other 10 guys. Just be disciplined. Just got to learn from mistakes, and that's it.
When you say that you're doing too much, what do you think that you were doing?
I don't think I was doing too much today. I think I was trusting my team and doing my job. I'm just saying in general, just do your 1 on 11, trust the rest of it.
David?
Jacob. You heard Coach Fish say that this was the best team win he can remember. What do you think about that?
I agree. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, the UCLA game last year was a pretty good team win last year too. But I think going into this game, we all knew, from Mississippi State, we all knew that we should have won that game. Going into this whole week, leading up to this game, we all knew that we had to trust one another in all three phases: offense, defense, special teams. And it was he hit home on that, the whole week. So we kind of really showed that today. That just trusting one another, going out there, trusting our tool belt, and not being that superhero, Superman kind of guy, and just playing out there with all 11 guys and trusting one another each and every play.
Michael and then Justin.
Jacob, you had more yards after catch tonight than you had actual yards. That is a thing that can happen. But what can you say about the blocking on the perimeter? How much has that improved over the last 2 seasons?
Yeah, with T-Mac gaining a lot of weight over this offseason, him working hard, and then we got Montana. He throws his whole body out there each and every block that he can. So when I got guys like that on the perimeter that can block for me, that allowed me to get those yards after catch, and Jordan Morgan getting out there on the screens, stuff like that, and the whole line getting out. So, it's just a huge credit to them and huge credit to their hard work all this offseason and get me the yards after catch for sure.
Justin and Jenna.
Question for all three. What do you guys think about just Pac-12 being the last year of the conference and having so many ranked teams and just kind of the exciting part of the league this year?
I mean, it's a great time for us to kind of see what kind of team we are. I mean, we got a lot of teams that are ranked, so it's it's just kind of a good time for us to go out there and show who we are as a team. And just because of the rank doesn't mean nothing. So just go out there, play our game, have fun, play confident, and see where that takes us.
What about you, Jake?
But honestly, it's crazy. Being my 4th season in the Pac-12, and this being the last season, and it just shows that the Pac-12 we have really good teams in this league, and having 8 of them ranked is that's good for them. Credit for them. They've been playing good ball, but I don't think 8 is going to be the record for long. So,
Jenna.
Similarly, going off of that for all three of you, and you can answer it. Non-conference play now in the books. What are the biggest takeaways? What is the team emotion now as you head into Pac-12?
I would say, the next games count even more than before, and we just got to get better. We got to learn from these 3 games. They're not preseason games. We take them very seriously, but now we got to really lock in, be on top of things, trust our coaching, trust our teammates, and just get better.
What is the biggest thing you learned from these 3 games for as a team?
Just trust the offense, and offense trust the defense. We'll get it done.
Michael.
Jake, you talked about the discussion in the film room, the kind of idea of not trying to do too much. Is that difficult for you? Is it going against your instincts in certain instances?
I would say not now. With the maturity I have, the maturity level I have now, and the relationships I have with these guys, I kind of understood easily what Coach Fish was talking about. I wish we kind of got over it. Went over this topic earlier before the year, so, but it was good. I had to hear it, and I feel like today I really kept that in the back of my head. When I had to run, I ran. When I had to throw it away, I threw it away. And then at times when I could go out there and make something happen, like the pitch to Mike on the rollout, we're just on the same page. So just trust the coaches, trust the offense, and then trust the defense, and everything should fall in line.
Does knowing that the defense has improved so much play into that a little bit? Like, I don't have to make all kinds of crazy plays because the defense is going to hold them down.
Yeah, so I would say our defense really did get way better than they were last year, but I would say it's the relationships we have with each other that makes me believe in them, trust in them. That really okay, I believe in them. They got our back, we got their back. So I would say it's more the relationships and the guys out on the field.
We have time for one more question. No takers? Troy?
Jaden, can you just talk about your relationship with Josh Baker and his understanding of the offense and getting everybody in line on that
So Josh is one of the hardest workers in this building. You know, he's not really talked about out of all our old linemen, and it's crazy to be in meetings because we have meetings on Fridays in the morning, and he's just sitting there clicking through. Hey, you guys got this, you guys got that, you guys got this block. Hey, if we call this, you guys need this. So he's calling it like he's a coach. He knows everything out there like he's Coach BC out there blocking. So, you know, it's a credit to his hard work, all the hard work he put in with the film, the playbook, and, you know, him really trusting Coach BC that he'll give him the right tools to get the job done. So.
All right, Gunnar Maldonado, Jacob Cowie.
Okay, guys.
Jaden Delora. After today's ball game, Jaden Delora finished 23 of 29, no interceptions, 3 touchdowns, 285 yards. He was sacked twice in the ball game. Jacob Cowie, his best game, 10 catches, 84 yards. He had a touchdown against his old mates as well. Arizona wins it tonight by a score of 31-10 over UTEP. Let's take a look at the scoreboard tonight. Around the Pac-12 Conference, Washington went into East Lansing and destroyed Michigan State, a Michigan State team that is discombobulated with the shenanigans of their head coach, who is now on suspension. Washington, number 8 in the country, wins today by a score of 41-7. Michael Penix Jr. threw for 473 yards and 4 touchdowns in that ball game. Utah, number 12 in the nation, over Weber State, 31-7. Oregon, number 13, beat Hawaii 55-10 today. It was number 16 Oregon State over San Diego State, 26-9. The game of the night took place in Boulder, Colorado. The Buffaloes trailed for a large portion of this game tonight, down 11 points with about 11 minutes to go to Colorado State, their in-state rival. But they would battle back. They got the ball with about a minute and a half to go and had to go 98 yards. But they did so to tie this ball, or to at least put themselves in a position to tie the ball game.
2nd down and 14. Again, 46 ticks remaining. Buffs down by 8. Shador steps over the pocket. Flushed to the near side. Rifles hit downfield. Jimmy Hart Jr. at the 14. Eludes a man to the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Colorado. Hawk the horn. Jimmy found the end zone. And we're 2 points away from a tie game with 36 seconds remaining. A 45-yard strike. Holy cow, what a game. But now the Buffaloes need the 2-point conversion.
I watched that whole sequence, and I'll tell you one thing, DK. The way he looked the safety off, because they had been going down the seams, Glenn Howell would have been proud because they had been going to the tight end those last few drives. Shedeur Sanders looked off the safety down the seam, which allowed that pass, right? And the move he put on that same safety at the end of that play, the move he faked outside to go inside to get into the end zone, was on the same safety who bit on Shedeur's eyes going in the middle. It was just a perfectly executed play.
That was Mark Johnson with the call on the Learfield, Colorado Buffaloes radio network. You heard him mention, though, all that did was put the Buffaloes back to within 2 at 28-26, and so they had to do that. They had to go for 2 to try and force overtime.
Fakes the handoff, throws it in the end zone. Mikey Harrison the grab, and we're tied. 98 yards for the Tribe, and a 2-point conversion knocks the game at 28 with 32 seconds remaining in this game. Oh, they say it's darkest before the dawn. How about darkest before midnight? Coach Prime and company have found magic in the Boulder air tonight, coming from behind to knock the game at 28.
All right, so remember that name, Mikey Harrison, because he would score the first touchdown in overtime on a pass by Shedeur Sanders to make it 35-28 Colorado. The Rams would tie the game on a touchdown pass to Torrey Horton from Braden Fowler Nicolosi, 35-35. So they would go to double overtime. Colorado would have the ball first again, and they would score again.
Moving right to left here in overtime, number 2 tied at 35. Shadur Sanders out of the shotgun. He's got a slot to the boundary side right, wing to the left. Motion man through the backfield. Shadur takes a snap, drops to throw, scans, throws over the middle. Mikey Harrison, Graham with the 5, end zone, touchdown, touchdown Colorado. Mikey, we like it. It's a strike of 18 yards, and the Buffaloes go on top, 41-35.
Mikey, we like it. Okay, that's taking me back to my childhood right there.
Yeah, I don't know how many people are going to even get that reference, CK.
I don't think so. I don't think so. He likes it. Hey, Mikey, what was it? Was that a cereal?
It was Life cereal, I think. Yeah.
Life. Yeah, exactly. All right, so Colorado would then hold when the Rams would get the ball back. It would be an interception by Trevor Wood on 4th down from the Colorado 18, and the Buffaloes survive to win by a score of 43-35. They go to 3-0 on the season, a team that only won one game. And I think a couple weeks ago we said, well, what would be a good season for them? Like 3 wins would be a good season.
I mean, they were 1-11 last year, DK.
They've got 3 wins, yeah. So if they don't win any more games, I don't think that 3-win season is going to be a whole lot of fun.
Credit. I mean, here's the thing. We all heard about what happened after spring practice, right? There was a mass exodus. What was it, like 30-plus players left the program after their spring, including Montana Lamonia's Craig, right? Mm-hmm. So at that point, it was like, what are they going to do? Who do they even have to play? But they had all these weird preferred walk-ons. They used the system, which even before 2 years ago with the NIL, they couldn't even have done what they did in the spring. And hey, tip your cap. All credit due to Coach Prime and everything that's going on up there, because I did not see. I mean, the first win over TCU was impressive, but to back it up these 2 times, I watched that whole fourth quarter, at least the second half of the fourth quarter, DK, and they really showed a lot to me in that last drive. Hunter, if you saw, he got knocked out of the game early, went to the hospital. So just to be able to pull that out, they didn't have a single big play until that 45-yard pass for the touchdown that we just played there. I mean, they were really held in check by Colorado State, but credit where credit's due. I mean, they really pulled that one out, and that was a big win.
We hope Travis Hunter obviously is okay and can get back on the field quickly. Other scores, number 23 Washington State beat Northern Colorado 64-21. Cameron Ward threw for 4 touchdown passes in that game. 2 of those passes went to his talented wide receiver Lincoln Victor. UCLA all over North Carolina Central at the Rose Bowl 59-7. It was California over Idaho 31-17. Stanford, we mentioned, loses at home to Sacramento State. That is the school that used to be the home of their new head coach, Troy Taylor. Taylor, of course, is a Cal grad and cut his teeth running the offense at Utah, then went and coached at Sacramento State. He left the cupboard pretty full there because the Sacramento State club is 3-0 to start the season, and they've won 2 of those games on the road. Stanford falls to 1-2. Fresno State goes to Tempe and shuts out Arizona State by a score of 29-0. I kind of felt good about the Bulldogs going into that game, but I did not think that they would win by that decisive a number. Trenton Bourguet did get into that game, quarterbacking for Arizona State tonight, went 6 of 8, threw an interception, finished with 47 yards as Kenny Dillingham played 3 quarterbacks in that game. He was without several starters due to injuries, so a tough sled there for Arizona State, and Fresno State is now 3-0 on this college football season. And, of course, Arizona knocked off UTEP by a score of 31-10. Want to quickly update for you a couple other things that happened on campus today. Arizona volleyball knocked off Alabama State by a score of 3-0. So the ladies finished 2-1 in the Wildcat Classic, and they will now begin Pac-12 play as well this week. They finished their non-conference with a record of 5-6. So they're going to have to do some work in the Pac-12 conference in order to have a chance to potentially get into the NCAA tournament. 5-6 is not exactly ideal for your non-conference schedule in volleyball. 20 wins is usually about what it takes to get in. They'll open play in the Pac-12 on the road in Tempe on Thursday night against the rival Arizona State Sun Devils. Soccer went on the road. Arizona soccer went on the road to Gonzaga and fell to the number 21 Bulldogs today by a score of 3-1. Those ladies will also be coming home and beginning their Pac-12 conference slate as well. They are 3-2-3 on the season. That was just their second loss. They will host Oregon to open up Pac-12 play on Friday night at Murphy Mulcahy. J-Dub, any final thoughts before we wrap it up today?
I just wanted to, I'm not sure, I was doing stuff, I'm not sure you mentioned it earlier, but big congrats to Michael Wiley tonight. Passes 1,500 yards for his career. He had 83, which gives him 1,569 DK, puts him in 21st all-time, passing Chuck Levy and Willie Hamilton. Up next, Brandon Dawkins, who we all remember, and his ability to move his feet. 1,500 yards. I heard Brian mention he's close to 1,000 yards receiving as well, so that's a big milestone.
Yeah, I had printed some of those post-game notes, and I forgot to take them off the printer. But, yeah, you're absolutely right. Michael Wiley And just again, he's been able to do a lot of different things for this program. And as Jed Fish said, you heard him say in the pregame show today, the NFL scouts have taken notice of what Michael Wiley has been able to do over the course of the last 2 years for this program.
Only 2,000 yards behind Trunk Candidate.
Wow.
Who is Kelvin's favorite. My favorite, too. I heard that whole conversation earlier. Kadeem Carey, obviously local guy. Trunk Candidate. You can't go wrong with either of the two.
No, not at all. All right, we will reconvene with you. We'll have the Jedfish press conference on Monday. That will be at 1:30 p.m. We'll carry that for you live. Of course, DK on the Sports Tip on Monday at 3. We'll go over what Jed had to say as well as recap the weekend for you. We're expected to be joined on the program by the color analyst from tonight's game, Bob Davey from the Pac-12 Network. Will join us on Monday, so we will talk to him about what he saw out there and get his impressions of the Wildcats. And then, of course, the Jed Fish Radio Show will come your way at 6:05 on Monday. The next game coming up next Saturday at Stanford, a 4 o'clock kickoff. We'll start our coverage at 11:30 from Soul Sports at Casino del Sol to get you through to that kickoff at 4 o'clock. I'd like to thank to all the people that helped out with the broadcast today, J.W. Madden, and, of course, Kelvin Ifan, Glenn Howe, A.J. Camacho. Most of all, thanks to you for listening. Meow or Never is going to take you home, a great a cappella group on campus. Check them out. Once again, your final score, the Arizona Wildcats 31, the UTEP Miners 10. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management